Have you ever been in a meeting that was a complete waste of time? When nothing got decided, you spent 3 hours listening to the loudest voice in the room, or nobody could agree on anything. Okay, look, I know those qualify as the most stupid questions ever, because I know for a fact that every one of you has been in a meeting like that in the past. Well, you know what? I've got an antidote for you. Facilitated workshops. Now, I know that kind of sounds like it's the same thing, but trust me, it's not. Hi, my name's Kev Coonan from Hut22, your carbon and facilitation specialist. I'm going to give you 2 examples of where workshopping techniques can make meetings really effective. Stick around until the end to find out why that's the case. And in this video, I'm going to focus on carbon reduction because that's my jam. Okay, firstly, a carbon reduction workshop. So this is where you know where you need to get to, probably net zero, I suspect. And we identify all the things that you've done so far that have got you to where you are on the journey, all those really positive actions you've already taken. And then we draw out the key challenges that are holding you back, stopping you taking that next step. Now, these could be some quite challenging topics to discuss in a workshop, so they need to be done in a way that is open, honest, and safe. And the exercises and techniques that I use are 100% guaranteed that we hear from everybody in the room. And then as a group, we figure out exactly what is most important for us to tackle right now. And the team generates a whole raft of potential things that you could do to tackle those challenges, and we collectively curate those so we can figure out exactly what to focus on. Then these are appraised in terms of their impact and their effort, so that we can put each of those ideas into a bucket. So things that you need to do immediately, things that you can add as either a project or task depending on the timescale, and things that you maybe want to not forget but just park for now. And what you get from this workshop are a clear set of prioritised actions agreed by everybody that will help you move your carbon reduction strategy forward. Okay, next up, a product impact review. Now, in this kind of workshop, you might start by setting the goal for the workshop, and that might be something like lower impact material sourcing maybe, or achieving carbon neutrality, or whatever it might be. So once you've decided on what the goal for the product is, then you can explore any aspect of that goal. And you might even use a session in the workshop to get everybody aligned and agreed on what is the most important part of that product that we need to think about right now. And that might be what it's made of, where the materials come from, how you make it, how it gets to customers, the impact of the product in use if that's relevant, and of course what happens to it once it comes to its end of its life. And the team can work on identifying, prioritizing, and creating the experiments that you can run in order to develop new product features. With this sort of workshop, you end up with a curated set of experiments that have been filtered by the group, so you're left with only those that are most likely to succeed. Now, each experiment will have an owner, timescales, and a set of actions to get you started. Facilitation tools, techniques, and exercises can be used to create a workshop to tackle pretty much anything you like, whether it's strategy development, product exploration, decision making, the list goes on. But in any event, whatever you use the workshop for, there are some common advantages to applying these techniques. Firstly, there's always a decision. This isn't a sit around and let's have a chat meeting, you can do that down the pub. This is a let's make a decision meeting. Everyone has a voice. Just because somebody's quiet doesn't mean you're going to lose the opportunity to benefit from their amazing ideas. Everyone's aligned behind the outcomes of the meeting because everybody's been involved in creating them. Beyond that, all of the discussions are sequenced and visualized so you don't lose anything. It's all still there if you need it. You don't have to remember exactly what somebody has said. You also have a bucket full of ideas that you can use to create further experiments to make the project even better in the future. And perhaps most importantly, having had all of the key players in the room at once, you get to minimise misunderstanding further down the line and avoid the spectre of abortive work, which often happens when a group isn't involved in the initial work, whether that's sales or production or operations or whoever it is. So if you think a facilitated workshop might be something that could help you, then either DM me or leave a comment below. Next up, a product impact review. So in this type of... Okay, next up, a product impact strategy review. No thing, you know. Next up,